So how do you build one of the most recognizable brands on the entire planet? Well, it's not just about having a great product, that's for sure. Today, we're going to dive into Howard Schultz's book, Pour Your Heart Into It, and really unpack the story of Starbucks. And it's a story about a company built on a pretty radical idea, especially for its time, putting people before profits.
Okay, and right off the bat, you can see this isn't your typical, stuffy corporate mission statement. It's really a challenge, isn't it? It's about defying what everyone tells you is practical so you can build something truly extraordinary. And believe me, this single idea, it's the thread that ties the entire Starbucks story together. So you might be wondering, where did this really unique philosophy come from? Well, you're not going to find the answer in some fancy boardroom memo. No, it came from a deeply personal and honestly a pretty painful memory, a memory that would end up defining the entire purpose of the company. To really get to the heart of the why behind Starbucks, we've got to go back, way back, to Brooklyn, 1961. Picture this. Howard Schultz is just a 7-year-old kid living in the housing projects. It's a totally normal day, he's playing outside, but something is about to happen that will change the course of his life forever. His father, a blue-collar worker, got seriously injured on the job. And just like that, the family's world completely collapsed. I mean, no work meant no income, no health insurance, nothing. Schultz even remembers the shame, the absolute indignity of having to lie to bill collectors on the phone as a little kid. He saw firsthand what happens when there's no safety net for a hardworking person.
And that memory, that raw feeling from his childhood, it became his blueprint. He wasn't just setting out to sell coffee. No, this was a mission. He was going to build a company, the kind of company that would treat its employees with the respect and dignity his own father never got.
But as we all know, a powerful vision is just the starting line, right? The real challenge, the hard part, is turning that vision into a reality when literally everyone around you is telling you it's impossible. This quote from Longfellow, it just perfectly captures the classic entrepreneur's dilemma. See, Schultz had this crystal clear vision of Italian-style espresso bars all across America. But the investors? They just saw a kid from the projects with a crazy, unproven idea. And let me tell you, the pushback was intense. He was told over and over and over again that his dream was just a fantasy, that it would simply never work. People shut him out. They questioned his judgment. They gave him every single reason you can imagine to just pack it in and give up. It was just a constant stream of rejection.
But what about those few who actually listened? The ones who took the risk? Well, their reward was, wait for it, a 100-to-1 return on their investment. It's just incredible proof that sometimes dreaming way beyond what seems practical is actually the most practical thing you can do.
So how did Starbucks actually succeed where so many others fail? It's pretty simple, actually. They threw out the old rulebook on how you're supposed to treat employees. And this really breaks down the core difference in thinking. In the conventional view, employees are basically a line item on a spreadsheet, right? A cost you need to minimize. But Schultz, he saw the complete opposite. He believed that investing in your people was the single most powerful way to energize the whole company and fuel incredible growth. And hey, the numbers totally back this up. Just look at this. The average turnover in retail and fast food, that's how often people quit, was a staggering 150% or more. At Starbucks, it was less than half of that, around 65%. So treating people well wasn't just a nice thing to do. It was a massive competitive advantage. This entire philosophy was inspired by a really simple but powerful idea from John F. Kennedy. The whole point of a business isn't just to make money. It's about using that money, that wealth, to create more opportunities for people. You see the difference? The profits are the means, but the people are the end. But this idea of putting people first went way beyond just fair wages and good benefits. Schultz wanted to completely change the game, to redefine the whole relationship between a company and its employees. He wanted to make every single one of them a true partner in the company's success. And a key to this whole thing was a program they called Beanstalk. So back in 1991, Starbucks started offering stock options to every single employee. Yeah, even part-time baristas. This was absolutely revolutionary. It basically meant that if the company succeeded, they succeeded. All of a sudden, they weren't just working for a company, they were working for their company. And this wasn't some abstract financial thing, you know? For the Starbucks partners, as they're called, Beanstalk was genuinely life-changing.
We're talking about being able to buy that Harley Davidson they'd always dreamed of, or purchasing a vacation home for the family, paying for college tuition, or even just being able to fly and visit relatives they'd never had the chance to meet. It turned this idea of shared success into real, tangible dreams.
So, when you strip everything else away, what's the real lesson here? What's the one big takeaway we should all get from the Starbucks journey?
It really all boils down to this. Real success isn't something you can measure in dollars and cents on a balance sheet. It's about how you make the journey. It's about how you treat people, how you build your team. Ultimately, it's about pouring your heart into what you do.
And so that brings the final question right back to you. It doesn't matter if you're building a business, working on a project, or just building a life you're proud of. The most important work you will ever do starts by asking yourself this one simple but incredibly powerful question.